All
We
right.
carried you. Don't worry.
It was, yeah. They carried you through it there, Kalee.
Yeah. I think you're like draped over a Tyralus.
Yeah.
Everyone's draped over a Tyralus. And I've learned recently too that in all my games I have, there's a barbarian. Everyone just makes them carry everything. They know they're the beast of burden of the party.
It's like clerics. Clerics always get clerical duties in our games. They always have to write everything down. Yeah.
So last we left off, you had escaped the pit essentially. Come to the surface after you guys kind of what was her name? Ephenis, which I think is what I named her, the wizard that was left, one of the few members of Jarzok's circle that was still there. You guys kind of just said, screw it, they're turtle up in her little tower with her guards, we'll get out while they're sitting there trying to, worried about being burned alive inside their little tower. So you guys just left. And you came to the surface, which many of you have not seen. Tyralus, for example, has never seen it. And you came to the realization that there is not just the pit, there are the pits. There are about 70 of these things out in this giant wasteland.
Oh, that's awful.
All of which, though, have had their towers severed. Many are... What's up?
All of them?
Yeah, all of them.
Wow.
There is people coming out of them, some of them seem to be like almost like on fire, on a variety of different statuses. But it became apparent that Zzahsh's endeavor here was not just isolated to your one instance. Now you have pretty good amount of people with you coming out of the pit you guys were coming out of, maybe about 100 of them or so. Who has ever survived. Many have perished either in terms of the falling of the tower, succumbing to trying to find supplies in there, survival, stuff like that. But they're now looking to your group for leadership, seeing that you guys led this kind of push out, along with having survived being captured by one of the lost wizards in this area. Whoever this Benefactor is, though, it was pretty clear to you guys that the Benefactor's efforts downed all these pits, ending them essentially. Highly disruptive, to say the least. But now you're out and you're seeing that there are other people kind of wandering this land, coming out of these pits, and you're unsure on what comes next.
Okay.
So that's the question.
Didn't we see a floating spectator thing again towards the end of the...
I believe we did.
That was sort of like, follow me, and we were kind of...
Yeah, there was one of the kind of floating ball thing with the eyes. Sorry, this one was much smaller. This one was actually much smaller.
Yeah, like a mad ball.
A mini one, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a mad ball, yes.
The eyeball.
Yeah, mad ball. Beholder mad ball.
Yeah.
So it does kind of come up and ask you to, it seems like only you're the only ones able to see it. Nobody else seems to be panicking about it. It's very subtle. It doesn't have like the big chompers. Its teeth actually look pretty mellow, all things considered. Doesn't have as many the eye stalks aren't as pronounced, but it's very primitive version of the kind of thing you saw earlier. But it seems to be, yes, it's asking you to follow it.
So you said I'm draped over.
Yeah, you come to consciousness, feeling
okay.
the sun, like unmitigated, the dawn kind of unmitigated, like, hitting your body. You're dreaming of riding a free horse in a field, and you wake up to a rather distinct smell of Tyralus.
I try to go back to sleep. Just kidding.
We could take her there we could follow it. I think we were following the being, because it was going to maybe lead us to some food and supplies or whatever, right? So
I don't believe there was a promise of supplies, but
no,
but it was a promise of something. They did mention that. I believe they mentioned the Benefactor. I think you guys asked them about it, but I don't think it gave you too much. It gave you too much information about it, if I recall. But what was the plan here? Did you guys want to deliberate? Did you want to just follow it? What are you going to tell the people that are looking to you for leadership? Speaking of leadership,
yes, Norovar, there he is.
there's Norovar. Okay. So what are we doing with our little Madball beholderkin thing?
What do we do?
Are we supposed to
Yes,
follow?
follow it. Yeah.
I think so, to get some rest and maybe treat our wounds and stuff. Yeah.
So it starts kind of like wandering off, and once again you notice you're pretty sure that you're the only people that can see it, and it starts kind of floating off into the distance. Some of the individuals on the pit kind of like are looking at you, and some are following you. They seem like they assume you know what you're doing, but the things is kind of going into a distance, not kind of amongst this area where there's like it's a kind of a big spread of area between pits. You're guessing they're at least like probably like 5 miles apart each. I mean, there's a pretty big spread of area between them, but there's a horizon of these things in all directions. And so I was kind of wandering off, and people were like, well, "Where are we going? Like, shouldn't we grab supplies first before we leave, or like, shouldn't we pack up or salvage as much as we can?" And some people are like, "No, we should just get the fuck out of here." Some people are even saying maybe we should try to like see if the other pits have supplies. So there's a lot of.
Besides the pits, what does the landscape look like?
It's largely cracked land, very wastelandy desert. There's a little bit of scrubland to it, a little bit, but like no real trees, no real shade. Not a lot of places that would like be conducive to respite. It's definitely been pillaged and strip mined.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, my character is not exactly too keen on like leading a mass group of people somewhere. And given that shit's kind of changed once we've seen the multiple pits, maybe we probably should see the Benefactor, see what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I don't.
Yeah, I agree. And plus, Sarya, she's probably got 1 hit point when we all of us are kind of weak after we broke out. So our best bet.
She's all right.
Oh, she's okay. She's got more than 1 hit point. She's got 2 hit points now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I don't know if people follow, let them follow, I suppose.
Okay.
That's fine. I just feel for my character specifically that he's not really the type of guy that says, let's just lead a bunch of fucking people.
What about your friend, Brolin, the dwarf guy, your dwarf buddy?
Is he a buddy?
He's not. He's amicable to you. He feels you're on the same side as him, trying to get out. So he's not like.
I wanted to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're out.
He does seem to be kind of talking to some people, and some people he did kind of help fight a little bit here. So they do kind of look to him for leadership, but they're not as much of as heroes as you guys are in terms of your prowess and display of initiative and such.
Well, if they think that we know what we're doing, we should probably tell them we have no idea what we're doing.
That would be accurate.
They need something to believe in. But yeah, no, it's true. Let them fend for themselves.
Yeah, they're free now. Do what they want.
I'm really enjoying watching Dominic look busy.
Enjoy that. Enjoy it.
We want to talk to them.
So you guys start wandering off, and a few people kind of straggle around and like looking around, like trying to figure out what the hell you're doing. They largely kind of stay as a group, though. They're a little worried. You start following this thing for a fair amount of time. You walk with it for probably a good like 20-30 minutes. And eventually it just kind of stops, and like it's kind of sitting there in this like open field. And suddenly, like, it just blinks out. It just vanishes. Just
Well, that sucked.
Do we see anything?
make a perception check, Sarya. Get those math rocks out. Math rock.
Yeah, that. I need my D&D Beyond here.
Oh my internet is so bad.
Just disappeared on us.
And anybody else is also welcome to make a perception check if they want to.
I'm gonna get my.
19 plus 1, 20.
Tyralus, for sure.
What's
21.
Perception based on again?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
21.
Nice.
I rolled
That
a
was some shit.
7, so I don't see anything.
Okay, you got a 7. Okay. So you have a +6 to it, Sarya. But
Yeah,
oh, that
it was a natural one.
natural 1. Okay. It's a little rough. Yeah. So you're kind of looking around. You're not really sure what the hell like you're looking for. You're like, what the hell is going on here? Tyralus, though, like your eyes kind of adjust a little bit, and you start seeing there's like a weird shimmer in this field,
Ooh, like the Predator.
like the Predator. If it helps for you, it's like the
Yeah.
Predator.
Always does.
And so, but large. I mean,
Uh-huh.
massive. I mean, like to the point where it's like you're not sure how big it is. It's big.
It's big.
And you start kind of like outlining a little bit your danger sense, your little barbarian danger sense. Like you feel like there's something like there,
Okay.
but you start seeing like up in the air a little like kind of a seam, like a little bit of like a little bit of a coloration kind of starting to kind of peel off of something. Like you can see like the door is opening, but the like there's no sorry, I fly my hands up to the camera here so you can see my face. But there's no like there's nothing in between it. It's just this kind of little U shape in the air, and you kind of start seeing something kind of like open.
Are you seeing this? Is anybody else seeing this? I just sort of look around.
And all of you kind of see there's something like opening out of nothingness. Not a portal, there's not like energy crackling. It just feels like it's kind of coming up, and you feel like there's like a lot of moisture. Like the air in the area is very arid, but whatever this is opening up, it is damp inside. And you kind of see this thing kind of peel off, and in it you see a pretty good large opening, probably about like 15 feet wide, kind of in a kind of a steeple type shape, about 20 feet tall or so. And before you stands a single human being, naked, with a beard, hair. What's that?
I said, "Hey yo."
Yo, he's just flapping in the wind, man. He's streaking. And he has his arms out like this, and he seems cheerful. He has kind of not a smile on his face, but he's definitely like solemn. And he stands before you. Oh, great! My wife's printing stuff out. But my printer's like right next to my computer. My wife started printing stuff out, so kind of like, what the fuck's going on here?
It's a naked human.
It's a naked man, but you can see that there's an interior in the place where he is.
Oh.
That there is a there's something beyond him, but as far as you can tell, there's nothing there.
Appears to be some kind of god or being. I mean, it
And
would blow my mind, I suppose.
He starts walking down this ramp towards you, nude, with his arms outreached, and says, "Welcome."
Okay.
Are you? Yeah.
I think I'm hallucinating this, everyone.
Oh, I see it too.
Okay. Okay, so everyone sees the naked man.
Or is the naked man?
Yeah.
We've all established that. Hey, you.
I whisper, is that the benefactor?
Are you the benefactor?
he kind of he chuckles and says, oh, no, please, no. I am not they. I am but Sarik, a disciple of the benefactor.
So Rick.
He's all, please come with me into the vessel.
Fuck it, I'm going.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well, it can't be any weirder than anything else
Clothing
that's happened.
optional.
you take a step onto this ramp, and
What?
I'd say Sarya. You pick Sarya and Morbarn, especially Morbarn because you're closer to it because you're short. This thing that you're standing on this ramp, it's organic.
Interesting.
The best way to describe it, like in terms of texture, it feels like the palate of your mouth, like the roof of your mouth. It's kind of fleshy but hard. That sounded really bad.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
That's
It's
what-
like alive. Does it seem alive?
You look down at it, and it is kind of pinkish, purplish, and you're pretty sure it's alive.
Guys, I think whatever we're standing on is alive.
Ugh. I give it a little extra little hoof pressure. Just stomp on it a little bit.
You can feel a little bit of give, but yeah, it's definitely firm.
Strange indeed.
And you can feel the moisture inside, like this thing. It's like it reminds you of like something
So-
breathing.
We're like stepping into the mouth of a creature, maybe.
Are you saying this out loud?
No.
It's like the Zardoz head. It's all
Yeah, that helps you.
I'll be back.
The
I'm sorry,
gun
guys.
is
That was
good.
okay, man. Take your time, dude.
The penis is bad.
So
Yeah, I think I'm gonna ask this person.
okay. What are you gonna ask him?
Are we inside something like alive? Is this a creature?
The vessel very much is alive, and it is but an extension of the benefactor to sustain their cause, to sustain us. It is safety to some, it is safety to those inside and danger to those outside. But please come inside.
We need him to tell us more about this benefactor.
Mm-hmm.
Curious.
So they you go on inside, and you're kind of in this chamber that has this kind of weird textures on the wall, little bumpy, and it's a pretty good sized chamber. It's about 40 feet in diameter, and Sarek, that is this kind of get his name real quick here, is one of the is this guy, your kind of tour guide. You don't see any other doors in here, but you do suspect that maybe it's kind of sectional, like maybe at best, like parts of it could open up or something like that. It does seem like it's organic, so it can change shape probably. But the ceiling's about 40 feet tall. It's kind of a spherical. It's kind of a hemisphere, and he says, "Your work was great."
We were fighting for our lives
Yeah.
until this benefactor you speak of it helped us. But what else could you tell us of this benefactor?
The benefactor seeks to redeem this world, beginning with the ending of the great evils of it, the most threatening of which is Zzahsh.
Mm.
We have begun, the benefactor has begun its campaign against Zzahsh, and this was was a firm wake up call to those that oppose, and it Surik goes over and kind of like there's a kind of like a small kind of chamber on the side, and like kind of touch it goes as it goes to approach the side of it. This little chamber's little pit in the flesh kind of opens up and reaches inside and brings out like something about yay big in a rag, like in not a rag but like cloth, pretty good cloth, and brings it forth to you and presents it to you guys. Just like he wants you to take it.
I hope that's ale.
Yeah.
Guess yeah. We'll
Presents it to you. Who wants to?
I'll take
All
it.
right.
Okay.
I keep
Too big.
I keep hallucinating and snapping out, but I haven't had a lot of sleep, so I suddenly just became aware of what's going on.
So
Are we in the mouth of something?
you have this like something, this object that's cloth wrapped pretty firmly. You want to unwrap it?
Yeah, in
Start
front of
unwrapping
everyone.
You come face to face with a visage that is familiar to you.
A what?
It is the skull of Zzahsh.
Oh,
Oh shit!
This is the skull, the skull visage of your captor. Part of the flesh of it as a lich is still intact, but it is not active. It is not moving.
I knew him once. I hand it around so everybody can get a good look at it.
We play a game. We play a game.
Show and tell. I don't need to.
Do you see this?
Are we allowed to keep it?
Derek or whatever.
Yeah, Zurich says it is of no use, but proof of the benefactor's goodwill and power.
Does anyone mind if I take it?
It's all yours, Chen.
You see a skull of a lich and you just want to keep it?
Hey man,
Well, once we get to a town, I'm gonna have a blacksmith form it into a cod piece.
fucking idiot, man.
That is an excellent plan.
You
Like
are the weirdest monk I have ever met.
That's a pretty good answer. That's the second best answer I've ever heard someone do with remains in my game. So that's pretty good. The best one was when the cleric in the party got disintegrated, turned to a fine powder, and they sold the cleric's ashes to a witch.
Oh.
That's about right.
Wow.
You went holy shit with. They're like, ow.
So a cod piece. I
So
like.
yeah, but they say to take it, and he says, "You see, the benefactor has enlisted parties, knows the power of individuals like yours. Recently, they had enlisted the mighty skills of a group known as the Lucky Crows, and the Lucky Crows struck at the heart of Zzahsh's plans. We did not decapitate Zzahsh, but we dismembered his hands. Now his liches are but mere mortals, and now they know true respect and fear of the benefactor."
Great. Good.
Where are you taking us? That would be my next question.
You're not sure if you're moving or not.
Okay.
Honestly, the thing is sealed back up. I'd like actually a history check from everybody except for Dzog, Chen. I want if you're doing one, it's disadvantage.
History
Okay.
check.
History.
And Tyralus would be disadvantage too.
Okay. 7.
Okay, that's a 1.
I got a 7 and a 5. 5.
What about Morbarn, Sarya, or Norovar?
14.
14?
Got a 2.
2?
I don't know shit.
Well, I got a 19.
19. Okay. So Morbarn, like most situations, the women know what's going on. All right.
Honey, that's right.
Morbarn's not.
Sarya. So you guys the pieces are kind of starting to fall together, and you're thinking through historical events, and you know that about a little over 20 years ago, there was this big event in the kingdom, over the ocean that happened. The word got around in this kingdom known as Osiel. And in a specific town, there was this thing called the Doom, the Doom that came to Calth. And Calth, you guys, everyone kind of knows the town of Calth. Norovar probably really knows it. It's a scumbag town. It's kind of a criminal town.
Rude, but yes, I know it. I like hanging out there.
Barely known. And essentially, what happened was is something kind of like appeared over the sky, something organic floating with tendrils and such, and it basically just crashed into the bay and like wrecked the town. Some people believe that it was a god. Some people call it the wound of the gods. Some believe it was like a affront to faith that was manifested in the world. Some believe it was incoming. Some believe it was alien. No one really knows what the fuck it was. But it's not really clear what happened to the parts of it afterwards. But this thing, the size of it, the scale of it, the organicness of it, you're starting to think maybe this might be a part of that historical event.
I assume you're explaining this to all of us?
I'm gonna tell the rest of the party.
That's
Explain it in your words. I'm just kidding. You don't have to.
Car cloth?
Yeah, Tyralus, you've never heard of this thing? Like, you being isolated in the pit, Dzog, Chen being from, like, the isolated world of the Duergar, they didn't really give a shit. Morbarn, you would have heard about this. Like, the word's kind of gotten around. It's a major event.
How long ago was this?
About 20 years ago, a little over 20 years ago. Sarya might have heard about it when, years back.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, you would have heard of it. You may not, but you're, like, adolescent. So...
I was only a geldling of a centaur then, so no, not.
And Norovar, you heard of Calth going under, but you thought these stories, maybe these stories of like this floating fucking doom tentacle thing was just like bullshit.
L. Ron Hubbard shit. I don't really pay attention to that. It's like I'm just like
a little bit.
I mean, I respect people are all into what they're into, but. But now again, I'm getting an open fucking mind to other points of view right now. So
your mind, Quaid. All right. So Sarika's handed you the skull of Jarzok, and indicates that and says this is but one of many skulls we have that have been taken today.
Huh.
Okay.
This is good.
Well, what can we do for you?
It would seem, Zzahsh's, we have only taken apart what you saw across the wasteland was but just an element of Zzahsh's power. This was not his reserves.
Right.
And you see the Benefactor, the vessel does have great power, but it was highly extenuated today. Dismembering the pits, liberating much of Zzahsh's. However, though, the Benefactor is only interested in those that would be willing to serve, willing to commit, much like I have, and like it kind of opens themselves up,
Wear clothes?
You're unarmored.
You're kind of getting the whole unclothed thing is a few things. One, it's just comfortable, but it's also, but also like kind of practical in this environment. In terms of like it being kind of musky inside there and everything like that, and not to worry about clothes rotting and shit. So there's a lot of laundry. You do notice the guy's not dirty. He's like he's very clean.
Yeah. Oh, we can tell.
You did not miss a spot.
Yeah, he's thorough.
There's not a grain of sand on you anywhere.
Not unkempt at all. Yeah.
Yeah. But he says, all can have a role in the Benefactor's quest.
Well, what would this role entail?
you see there are places where the benefactor's agents would be conspicuous, and many, while the ones that that were released from the pits may serve the benefactor, they do not have the skill sets and will that you do. But the benefactor is...
Well, flattery does get you everywhere.
The very idea of slavery is abhorrent to the benefactor. I stand before you, a willing participant in the benefactor's cause, helping them spread their message, reach out, reproduce, and move forth the next to the next great vision of the benefactor's ability to make this world one.
I'm just a simple country paladin. So forgive me. I just want to review here. So the benefactor is making a big stand against Zzahsh, whom captured all of us as part of his massive movement that we all know is abhorrent to all of us. And the benefactor's goals is to remove slavery and destroy Zzahsh's empire, and wants our help to do so as to being part of the benefactor's agents on the ground because of our skill set, correct?
It is not just your skill set, but your will to survive, your will to conquer, to persevere.
Who is the benefactor again? I might have missed that. Did I miss it? If I missed that, I'm not asking that. I'm asking you. If I did miss that, then he's asking.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm sorry, I'm also a simple country paladin. Whom is the benefactor exactly? And how does he know about us?
The benefactor is the one that sees all, both past, present, and future. They are
I don't think you get much more than cryptic messages from this home.
Yeah, so you're noticing really quickly that the benefactor, they talk about the benefactor in terms of they, not he or she at all.
Right, I'm noticing that.
We'll not refer to them as that. Two, you're guessing, like, they've stated that this thing that you're in is an extension of the benefactor, which is really unclear.
I think we're in the benefactor, guys.
You want to say that? Do you want to say
Do
that
you say that out loud in front of him, or you want to hold that?
I mean,
say it in ASL.
yeah, we have that. It's called, ASL.
Like your guide.
ASL and D&D is called Thieves Can't, dude. It's like you start throwing.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Thieves can't. Yeah.
So my buddy back in the second, he'd be like, we were like kids. He'd be like, I start throwing Thieves Can't at him. I see if I get a response.
So okay.
I'm metagaming that, but then who's next to me?
Everybody's kind of there.
All right, well, I just lean over to whoever's next to me, and we'll play a game of password. And I'm just like, yo, I think we're in the benefactor.
And then I lean over and go, well, then I hope he doesn't swallow. Listen, I really, okay, so what is, all right, forgive me. No disrespect. I really appreciate everything you guys have done. I'm just a little curious as to what exactly is the benefactor's goals beyond bringing down Zzahsh. Like, I kind of want to know what I'm signing up for.
Bringing down Zzahsh is but the first step of liberating this world. There are many threats to, and I want to be really quick. This is completely honest, you guys. I don't have a name for my world. I don't even have a name for the continent you guys are on, and you guys are welcome to name shit. And I can veto it, but like I do, if you want to name this continent or this world, you have the fucking opportunity right now. And I will go to my players that I've been playing with in this campaign setting for 6 years and tell them this is the name of the goddamn world now because Dominic said it. Like, you know,
they haven't come up with anything yet.
No, we haven't had a chance.
Wow.
I do have a few nations, but I don't have a name for this continent you guys are on at all.
Yeah.
So because they haven't been here yet, so we haven't named it. So I pride myself on having my players contribute to the writing. I am not a fascist DM.
Right.
So, but So yeah, if you have a cool name, and I let me know. But don't name it like Dominic Land or some shit like that.
Why would I do that? And why would I don't do that?
That's cool. All right. But yeah, yeah, you're kind of getting that like Zerthik says that this is not what you are in right now is not the Benefactor at all. The Benefactor is actually within these walls as we speak, but
Can we speak to the Benefactor directly?
in good time and with good faith.
Mm,
Can I ask a question?
Please.
you just did.
So say you're right.
More or less.
That's Norovar saying that. Is like, you just did.
Say we agree to help right now. What happens after the Benefactor accomplishes their goal? Are we obligated to like sign something like
You will see the way of the Benefactor and you will understand their mission and you will benefit from it like all in this world.
I'm just wondering if is this a lifelong thing? Like or
The
Sounds great to me.
Yeah. Okay, slow down on the Kool-Aid there, Jim Jones. Like, hold on. Like, so
Trouncer's like, I only know a pit, man. This sounds pretty good.
I know you're ready to work for Apple, but a few of us want to ask a few questions. So Steve Jobs, here's the thing. Again, no disrespect. I appreciate everything you've done, but what if we refuse? What happens?
good point.
you will be placed back where you were found.
In the middle of nowhere. I do appreciate that. Okay. Yeah. All right. Good. No, just clarifying. Okay. What exactly is expected of us? What exactly do you and the Benefactor need?
It would be determined by a case scenario, but initially the Benefactor is seeking to eliminate various members of leadership of Zzahsh's from the ground up.
Mm.
One such would be Ichthenius, the wizard that was left in the pit, and such. But the Benefactor does enjoy a good vulgar display of power, such as sorry, I had to make the reference for Jerry. Shake his head. But does enjoy displaying power in a vulgar way, such as taking those towers apart, but it is not a sustainable strategy and would reveal the Benefactor too quickly for this world.
Got it. All right, I think I get the gist of this myself. If anyone else has any questions, when everyone's done with questions, would it be all right once we finish speaking with you if we have a moment to speak amongst ourselves?
Please.
But I don't know if they have any questions. If they have any other questions, I'm not saying that we're done. But
I mean, is there a trough to drink out of? I'm very thirsty.
Zurich says, "Oh, please allow me," and goes off and like a kind of a chamber kind of opens up off the side of the wall and starts bringing forth some. You're not really sure what the fuck it is, but it's some sort of like food substance. I was gonna go with it looks like kind of a cream corn substance, but I don't want to rip off Lynch too hard. So but it's kind of like a sustenance type of a thing. It smells decent, and there's also some liquid there to drink. You're guessing it's water.
I gobble that up.
It's actually pretty good.
Not gonna hesitate. You're just gonna dive right in. Okay.
Yeah, it actually fills you up pretty nicely. It's a solid meal. You can feel it, like it's hearty. Tastes okay. It tastes solid, but like it's not like the best thing you've ever had. But and the water's pure.
If you don't want yours, Norovar, I'll eat it.
No, I'm hungry. Just but slow down there, Ed. Listen, what is
Man, that's derogatory, sir. That's a little much.
Nothing wrong with Ed.
Ed. That's a little rough.
I don't recall that being a slam. Listen, did he leave us alone during this meal? Like, did he kind of
He's
provide
there,
that stuff?
you get access to it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anybody have any further questions? Because I'm ready just to talk to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of at a disadvantage from a negotiation standpoint. We're kind of what I suspect to be inside them, the benefactor.
Actually, hold that thought real quick. So, do you mind if we take a moment to speak amongst ourselves, sir?
And
He just turns around. We just see his
Zurich
bare
actually walks up to one of the walls, and the wall like opens up into a shape that's pretty much Zurich's like silhouette.
Yeah.
Where Zurich, Surik, not Zurich. Zurich seems like this thing kind of like opens up, and he walks into it, and it seems to just kind of swallow him over, like.
How does he do that?
Like it's made for him.
I think maybe we're in sort of illusionary place. Okay, so as you were starting to say, I think
Andrew's face drinking. That's too funny.
Yeah. As you were saying, you were starting to say, I think at this point, while we're eating and we're talking, that's when you start saying that stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, like you're saying, I'm just a humble dwarf from a monastery. I
have to visit that monastery someday.
Yeah, you don't. And
yeah, I don't. I'm just being nice. You guys make skulls into cod pieces, man. I'm all for you, but Jesus Christ, I have no
there's
interest
more
in
I'm going to do
religion.
with it. Just wait till we get to a blacksmith.
I hope it doesn't. No skull fucking.
No, we're not going there. I'm just saying what I'm adding on to the skull.
Okay.
So no, it's a look.
It's a look.
Okay.
It's a look.
So here's where I'm coming from.
This guy. I'm very concerned.
I'm a little hesitant myself. However, this is very clearly like, in my experience, they need some enforcers. We're being coerced into a gang. They'll drop us off and tell us to fuck right off if we say no. But you're right. We're not in a really good negotiable position. I am a little distrusting of some of the mystery revolving around this, but clearly there's some major factors at play here that we are not privy to.
We're great warriors. We're great warriors. I am muscle.
You are muscle.
I would love to
trounce
on the wizard who fireballed us and kept us in captivity.
I mean,
yeah, I'm not against that.
And I mean, apparently the Counting Crows are somewhere on this planet are doing some stuff. So, I mean,
not heard of them. Yes.
Yeah, Lucky Crows, like around here. I don't know. Anyway, look, it's yeah. I don't know, man. Like we're in a position where I don't know if we're going to get a better deal at the moment, and I'm not opposed to doing some good. Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
It's my dead enemy.
Right.
But I am wary, very
Morbar,
wary.
You should check out these walls. I wonder if there's you could
I'm
find one of
already
these.
on it, actually.
Find one of these flesh panels.
Yeah, I'm tracing the flesh panels.
Okay.
Trying to feel.
So you notice Morbarn, make an investigation check if you could for me.
You got it.
You got it, dude.
So, more Barnes, Helen Kellering this room. What else do we got? Anyone?
8.
How do you?
8 on it. Okay. So you kind of start like feeling around the walls, and like you're not seeing any panels or anything like that. Even where Certa, like not Certa, Cyric went into the wall, and even the place open, like there's no seams or anything like that. But what you are noticing is that like well above you, well above your head, probably about like 8 feet up, there's like a consistent bumpage to the walls.
Okay, all right, I'll fit up.
But it's well higher than you can grab because you're we
Right.
higher than what I think any.
Can I run up the wall and try to?
Okay. Make a athletics check with disadvantage because it is very slippery.
I hope you get it. I'm so curious.
What's the disadvantage? Like, how do I?
You just roll twice.
Roll
and
twice.
the lowest one.
And oh, when I take this, I take the lowest one.
Yeah.
7.
7. Okay. You start trying to climb the wall. The walls are very slick. It's not like a mucus, but it's some sort of like thin moisture on it, and it's very difficult to climb.
Okay.
Please.
I have something sharp on me, correct?
Your mind, sure.
Bill
I
brains. Ah.
So I'm gonna just cross my arms. I'm gonna lean across the wall, and then like poke it.
You're gonna shiv. You're gonna shiv the benefactor.
Well, I'm not like hitting him 20 times. I'm just kind of like
He's prodding. He's prodding.
yeah.
You go up and
See
you
if
do
anything
that,
happens.
you can feel that like part of it is pretty thin, but as you press on it, it hardens, like almost reactively.
You guys are gonna get us killed.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna.
Sarya, as you stand there and you see them kind of poking and prodding these walls and stuff like that, like you kind of see like these it's like this like structure of bumps that kind of go up in a geometrical pattern above you. You swear you see one move.
Uh-oh. Sorry,
One
guys.
of them just moved. Maybe you should stop.
Yeah.
Stop what?
No more touching.
It was like that when I got here, officer.
Can someone throw me up to the ceiling?
Yeah, could.
I mean,
Could you stand on my hind and I could?
You could climb on Tyralus.
Or we could not.
Or we could just be deployed as the naked man said, the naked humanoid
I don't know what you're
says.
gonna find up there.
Well,
not gonna know until you look.
I was a bounty hunter before I got captured. I'm used to taking contracts from anonymous benefactors.
Okay.
It's not. It's worked out most of the time. Sometimes not so much. And screw you over. I don't really see another option at this point.
Agreed.
We're
I'm with you.
inside something
Fine.
like I don't.
Okay.
We can always go back on that later, possibly, but right now, what
Stay
choice? do we have?
focused.
Yeah, and he's destroying evil, and I like this
mean,
cause.
I have a colorful past in acquisitions, and mergers, and I honestly, this is as decent a deal as we're gonna get right now. I mean, we should try and talk about what our direct benefit's going to be for sticking our neck out. I'm all for the greater good, and in fact, I'm very much for the greater good. But I mean, it would be nice at least if they took care of us, and so we can survive and have the gear that we need to keep going if we're going to be agents. So we should definitely talk about that. But I mean, recent events have made me really consider my place in the world, and if I could do a little bit of good, even if I'm a little unsure of the situation, I'd like to do it.
I dig the character development here.
Well, things have been a little crazy, and I've
Really
had a lot to think about.
I know his voice get all serious and everything.
Well, I'm trying to grow more, Barn. I'm trying to improve here.
You're evolving greatly, Norovar. You're maturing.
Thanks, you, Tyralus. I've only known you about 10 minutes, and I appreciate that you see the improvement. I mean, we met right before the tower fell on us, and I feel like I've grown since then. No, honestly, I've just been, I've been doing a lot of thinking. It's like I've had a colorful past, and it kind of got me here, and I just sort of feel like if I can do some good, I'd like to. I'm trying to be better.
So we'll accept this naked humanoid's offer. Is that what we've agreed upon? Everybody's
For
in?
some reason it's so much more creepy when you call him that. How do you guys feel? Yeah, I'm in, Trouncer. I'm in.
I'm in.
We all put our hands together. We're like,
Really? Okay.
Go team.
So soon after you break, the little chamber reopens, and
Yeah, they were listening to every word we said.
Oh, yeah.
As the chamber opens, I go, they were listening to every word.
Ulrich
Yeah.
comes out.
Like, so about the naked man comment, this is just what people wear around here.
Yeah.
You don't have to be dicks about it.
So the Zurich comes out and says, "You have made your decision, then."
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
But just to, if we're going to be agents of the Benefactor and be sent into stuff, and do some good, and I'm all for doing good, as I mentioned, as you probably already heard. But if any way, shape, or form are we going to be taken care of in a way to make sure that we are able to do this as best we can, and equipment wise,
the Benefactor has amassed has agents that can procure for you what you need. You will be deployed to a place and properly equipped.
Where are we headed to be deployed? Where are they dropping us off?
It seems you have agreed.
We have agreed.
yeah. I mean, is there any? I'll say it because I used to say it, even though I'm not as concerned. Is there any monetary reimbursement for our party in doing any of these things beyond the good of our hearts?
Material things are of minor concern for the Benefactor, but they do have
Not the Benefactor.
They do have possession of things. However, though, I was actually about to make you the Benefactor had a special offer for your party.
We accept. No, I'm just kidding.
Trouncer.
Could you be willing to?
Worst negotiator ever. Please continue, sir.
You see, the Benefactor possesses a unique attribute, and in order to explore this attribute, it requires others. If you would be interested in either,
It's getting worse by the minute.
it's about to get fucking weird, dude. Okay,
Yeah, I have a feeling. Let's go.
If you would be interested in leaving, if Tyralus, Dzog, Chen, Morbon, Norovar, if you would be interested in leaving a sample for the Benefactor, we would be most kind.
Sample?
And,
What's your jizz, dude?
and Sarya, if you would be in the future, if your interest is in I don't know how to put this fucking nicely. It's really hard. If you would be interested in carrying one of the Benefactor's progeny, please let us know. There is great rewards for those who volunteer.
Well, this is leapt forward into a very awkward place.
And he kind of tilts his head. He says, "But this is why I stand before you. That capacity is what brought me into the Benefactor's graces."
What is the purpose of acquiring a sample of us?
The Benefactor wishes to experiment and to see what sort of progeny might bloom from it.
I'll show him what progeny. No, okay.
And actually, he kind of gestures to like the ceilings and such.
Mm-hmm.
And these bumps you saw, Sarya, right? Where you saw one move, you start seeing them all move.
Ooh.
And you notice that every single one of them is a different eye. About yay big.
Can we not?
And you notice, Sarya, that one of them, actually all you guys notice, one of them kind of starts to kind of extend out, and you realize that eye is attached to the body, a humanoid body, and it begins crawling around the ceiling.
Ugh.
And another one crawls around the ceiling, and they start crawling around and rearranging themselves. And it says, these are the gifts I gave to the Benefactor, and continue to provide. Agents, progeny, children.
Yeah.
It's getting really weird.
And he says, no, please do not be remiss. the benefactor will only accept gifts freely given.
That's a hard
this
no
is
for me, dog.
It's a little soon. You might want to, just an advance, just a thing. You might want to, as I look around at things skirting around, you might want to slowly massage yourself into that when you introduce new people to the company. This is horrifying. I'm gonna need to think about that a lot.
Could this sample be given after we have accomplished our mission?
Oh,
and I kind of wink at Norovar.
The benefactor will accept your gift at any time when you.
I just put my head in my hands.
Yeah, he's a little forward about it. He seems actually proud of it. And you're realizing the thing he walked into wasn't like a container so much as it was like his little the thing that kind of what's the word I want to use here?
Fuck shack.
Sure, if that helps you. I was gonna say I didn't want to say milking machine. Yeah, something like that.
Huh.
But yeah, it definitely set up to sample him. We'll say.
I just look at everybody and do this.
Yeah.
You're just
And
mad, man.
Sarya said, she's like, hell no, but she's like, yeah, I'll think about it.
Yeah. No, and he's like, please. It is the benefactor's greatest ability is to mount progeny and such. And you have met some of the progeny from what I hear. Some of mine.
Okay.
The
Oh.
alien.
Actually, there was a two that were walking with the other one that were guarding the other one that once when you guys were in the tower, there was two that were guarding and kind of brought stuff around. They look like the ones you guys saw on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
But he has like this sounds like there's a legion of them here.
You saw this all before. We're gonna have a talk about the things that you might have left out of the story that you told me earlier. I look to the others and go, all right, well,
I don't have any kin, so this offer intrigues me, but it is strange.
Yeah, they could be part of a great army.
what the fuck, Trouncer?
Sorry.
No. That's actually Norovar's like what, like an affectionate like, what the fuck, man?
So,
okay, well, we are a little bit off put. Thank you for the for asking. Might need some time to process that.
To say the least.
Yeah.
The one thing you're getting here is that they will the benefactor will not force you to do anything.
That's cool.
But they will.
Yeah. That's cool.
They will certainly leverage you into it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make
Yes.
an insight check and see if that, like, so he's like telling the truth.
Oh yeah, go for it. Insight check. Yeah.
I'm not rolling. I'm just inwardly screaming.
And that is an 18.
Okay. Yeah, he's telling the naked truth. No, he seems to have nothing to hide. He actually seems like gracious and open, and like he doesn't want to hide anything from you. But he also has things that he's not supposed to be saying, and he's not going to say them.
Obviously, yeah.
He doesn't talk shit. He doesn't talk shit on his baby mama.
Mhm.
Is what it comes down to. So
Fair enough.
he's very conscious of that. Yeah, and what you got real quick is that the benefactor is, I guess, hermaphroditic would be the best way to put it. Can have children from any donor, if you will, and it can also input children. But it's also not. It sounds also like it's not going around as like putting in whatever. It's more. It's a very voluntary basis, and it sounds like a little bit. It's kind of almost clinical.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I'll give you the story. Here's the benefactor is not sure what will happen. It seems like this ability of it is still exploring and doesn't understand completely, and is wants more samples to experiment with.
Yeah, you did the experimenting.
Yes.
But
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't need a lot of time to say no.
Right.
That's on you guys.
But Zurich does say, but please follow me, and I will deploy you in your first job.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Zurich, one of the walls opens up, kind of flesh comes apart in parts. You walk on. He walks on through it. Now, what's weird about this room is that there is actually a pretty large stone slab in the middle of it. I mean, genuine stone, where the flesh is kind of grown up. It's not around it, but it's kind of starting. It's kind of held in place by the flesh on the floor. But looking at this, a few of you have seen this kind of stuff before. It looks like a teleportation circle.
I probably have never seen this before.
I could see maybe you might have seen one in a temple or a city. Maybe Sarya or Norovar have seen one. Maybe Moorbarn. But he says, please, I will send you to your first endeavor is to head to the city of Hionis, which I will spell for you guys. Okay. In the chat real quick here so you guys can see it.
Right.
That's it. Hionis.
Okay.
Okay.
And there you will meet one of the Benefactor's agents and be given a mission to eliminate some of the unfortunate stragglers of Zzahsh and kind of looks at the skull and his former compatriots.
And will the agent appear like you?
No.
Without armor or clothing?
No.
Damn.
Speak for yourself, Trouncer. All right. They say you will. No. Our agent there does believe, but
In clothing.
yeah, believes in clothing. But they have infiltrated Hionis and have set up a operation there and such, but is alone and not ready to not able to act on their own. Now, Sarya, what's interesting about this is that Hionis is actually the city you were operating in last before you got abducted.
Front row.
Know this city.
Yeah, you believe that's where your last employer that set you up was located.
Okay.
At least last you heard. So that was where your last operating. So you kind of know that city a little well. You do know that it is a place to disappear.
Okay.
So if these wizards were going there, it was there to disappear.
I would probably know about that too then.
Yeah, Norovar, you've heard of the city too. It's kind of it's a free city state essentially. It's just it kind of sits there by itself, but it's decent size. Nothing like large elf population, very large half elf population. It's towards the eastern side of the continent, not too far from Nilthasu, which is the traditional elven homeland. So,
good.
I look forward to seeing this place. I've never interacted. Maybe are there centaurs there? Other ones, perhaps?
Zurich takes a moment and thinks about that and says, "I'm not sure. I've never been. I was when the Benefactor found me. I was but a simple farmer."
Would I know that?
What's up?
Would I know if there were centaurs there?
You've seen them before there. Yeah.
I've seen them.
There's not a huge population, but they pass through. Centaurs tend to, in my world, I'm going to go centaurs are more nomadic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they'd make really good nomads.
Yeah, they're not really hang around types.
That's it. It's interesting that the Benefactor.
Dude, if you can ride in on a horse and then leave on a horse, but you are the horse, it's like fucking why stick around?
Yeah.
Like
I'm out of here.
Yeah, the open
it's
road.
Interesting.
Politics.
The Benefactor would have chosen this farmer. I mean, but
well, he says, but you see, the Benefactor sought to experience the fruit of my labor, my literal fruit, my farm, and
Yeah, we get it.
And
Thanks.
they made me offers,
Okay.
and
You know,
I-
keep talking about this.
saw a better life here, more to do, a
Yeah.
bigger vision than my simple farm and family gave me.
Mm.
Now I have all this family, and it looks up to the ceiling where the eyes stare.
Cool story, Jeopardy contestant.
Thanks.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm
So
gonna
we're
start stabbing some walls again.
all right. So our job is to go find these people who escaped these wizards and take them out.
Yeah, you're going.
So
you're-
essentially, like that movie Munich.
yeah, that's pretty
that's
much what
kinda what we're
I
doing.
was going to go with that. Actually, yeah, it's that. That's where I was going.
Okay.
So we're the Mossad, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one to use Eric Bana, but like maybe you all are. But yeah, something like that. You're going after these agents that were cast to the winds. Kind of basically, it sounds like the ones that were left over from these pits, these lieutenants that were left over in the pits.
Yeah.
A lot of them kind of just got the fuck out. Like they GTFO'd around where they could hide out, and you're just trying to like
Get them.
They want you to squash them. Yeah.
They all went to Argentina. So let's
There you
Yeah.
go.
let's go hunting.
So do we stand on these teleportation stones?
Yeah, please remain in the circle, and you'll be provided for aptly. And they say their man on the other side, or there's actually woman on the other side. Let me get a name real quick here.
Or our contact.
Your contact, yeah, you will be able to find them easily. Is Quanic.
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 The Chronic. Just kidding.
Chronic Quanic.
I'm gonna write it down with my giant pencil.
Well, I will. I'll put it in the chat for you guys.
Brad.
That is my name.
My dad got it for me when in '91.
Aw.
And it's still around. How do you sharpen it with a Bowie knife or something?
Yeah. There's a phone number on it, and I called it one day randomly, and
And what happened?
the lady picked up. The husband passed away, and she's like, "We still make these pencils." And I'm like, "Really?" And so they do all the lettering, and I was like, "Wow." So one day I got to get one for my dad because he got them for
Definitely.
us. Yeah. But yep, Mike the Hammer Hsiung.
So you go up in the teleportation circle, and Sithik like starts Surik starts like I keep on calling him Sir Thick, which sounds like a porn name. All right, but it's Surik, and
Sir Thick, 2 C's, baby. Backing it up. All right.
yeah, he's the real deal. But yeah, Surik goes and lets you stand there, and he goes with this little panel and kind of like starts moving some stuff around. Kind of starts shimmering a little bit. On the way out, Sarya, you see like in a corner of the room where you really couldn't see too well, as you guys are teleporting out, like the lights kind of flash a little bit. You see a large eye. We're talking like an eye the size of like a beach ball, if not bigger, staring back at you as you leave. That's the last thing you see before you come to in what looks to be like a cellar. There's like boxes and stuff like that you can see above you. You can hear people kind of moving around above you. And it looks like civilization, like an actual building. Wood
Oh
building.
my God! Thank God we're not there anymore. Jesus Christ, we're not in the Nightmare Factory.
And you can
Shadowmantle, look, I know we just met, and I have no call over you, but please do not have that thing's baby.
No intention.
I don't like to tell women what to do with their bodies, but don't have that thing's baby.
But please, Jesus
Wasn't
Christ.
planning on it.
And the rest of you, if you want to jack off in one of their chambers, I'm all for it. But dear God, what the hell was that nightmare chamber? Like, I walk back some of my earlier comments to all of you about doing some good, and an enemy of our enemy is our friend. Our enemy of our enemy is fucking crazy.
Yep. I concur.
You should have asked for
Norovar, your major takeaway from what you got is that the Benefactor and this whole operation is
an alien.
it's pretty alien, but also like it is extremely egotistical and like it believes that you will inevitably come to it. You will come to the truth.
Literally.
Yeah.
Inevitably.
Thank you. Yeah, nice one.
I'm quite flattered, actually, that he wants my sample, but yes, I see your hesitation.
I see, and I respect your willingness. You know, I like your go with the flow attitude, Trouncer. Don't get me wrong. I'm into it.
I was the greatest gladiator of our pit. So
it's just interesting that they. Does anyone else feel like it's a little weird that they would like sell us on doing this and then show us the nightmare factory of it and be like, oh yeah, we want you to take out some people, but hey, could one of you have our baby and the rest of you give us your jizz? I mean, that seems a little forward, don't you think? I don't know. Maybe I'm old fashioned.
Well, I could tell you stories of what happens at the what is it? Monastery.
Yeah.
What monastery are you from, dwarf? Good God.
We don't talk about it.
Talk about it.
Okay, but did anyone else see the giant eye right before we left? Like,
no, but I'm not
No eye.
surprised.
No.
Really? A giant eye? Like how big? When we say giant eye, like are we talking like this or we?
It was like this big, and it was just.
No, I mean, it was like this big.
That's a big beach ball. You said beach ball.
Oh, what in the name of crawl have we gotten ourselves into?
Crawl.
More barn. What are you? How
Our
are you feeling about
Zardals
it?
now crawl. Jeez.
How are you feeling about this, Moorbarn?
Well, I'm interested in finding out about that giant eye.
It was big. Huge.
I'm glad we got out of there.
Yes, I'm glad to be on solid ground.
Does anybody have any money?
I suspect we were inside the Benefactor itself.
Perhaps that eye was the benefactor, since it
Well, one of
resembled all
them.
the.
That
Yes.
was my first thought.
Yeah.
Norovar.
See what happened when I shanked it?
I
They like
appreciate
it.
your blase. I really appreciate your guys' blase attitude to eldritch, elder god craziness. I appreciate that you guys are willing and ready to roll with it. I just want to say that I enjoy my new friends.
Norovar,
I mean,
you are
you know,
as you
we should
share
all
and
be-
appreciating your friends, you started getting fond memories of a friend you haven't seen in over a year. You get just as you kind of look around, you see barrels, and you see there's like a dripping coming from the ceiling as well, and it is a familiar fragrance of ale dripping.
Oh.
You're realizing you're probably in the cellar of a tavern, and you can hear people above you having a nice time. Cheers,
Guys.
glasses, mugs.
Hey, guys, I think we're in a bar.
What?
I don't know how long it's been since any of you had a drink, but wait a minute. Do any of us have any money? God damn it, none of us
So what's
have
a
any
bar?
Anybody have
Yeah,
a
what is a
tab?
tavern?
What's a tavern?
What do you mean, what's a tavern? You know
I'm from
what's
a
tavern?
monastery and then I got enslaved. I don't know what the hell a bar is.
Yeah. Is it a fighting pit? Lots of noise.
Do I pray there?
Sometimes.
Like,
They sell alcohol and food and
I've had
usually
food
put up
and alcohol,
and
sure.
board. But
What
I
do
don't
we
think any of us
call it?
have any
We're
cash.
here. Let's go upstairs.
yes.
Yeah, let's definitely go upstairs, but I don't think any of us have any money to do anything. They didn't really give it.
Yeah.
It's not like
Well, he
nudist
didn't
over
really
there
have
gave us
pockets
anything.
to keep things in, so.
I have
Yeah,
saddlebags
the
of
old,
holding. Saddlebags
prison-
of holding here.
What do you mean you have
the-
saddlebags of holding?
Dude, we just he didn't really
He
have
does.
anything on him. I mean.
How'd you get
Well, we have some
saddlebags of
weapons I
holding?
can sell.
Perhaps they'll have heard of me and they will give me free drink and food.
Oh, my
Trouncer.
God. Oh,
Is this
my
how
God.
it works?
How did you get like a saddlebags?
Oh, in the strange tower.
Oh, I
Can
hate you
maybe
guys.
can I maybe like rummage around in the cellar, see if we can find anything?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check as you rummage around.
I'll do the same thing real quick, just in case.
You go for it.
Yeah, back it up.
Yeah, there's
What
ale
do we-
down here.
What do we
Free
roll
ale.
for it?
Investigation.
Why do you need to put, yeah.
18 again.
What's that?
Best.
Another 18.
Nice. So sorry, yeah, you find like there's casks of ale down here. You do find some balls of wine. It looks like you're in kind of a storage cellar. You know that like this would be effectively stealing if you were to take anything like this. As far as other goods go, you don't like. You do notice you do find like 2 silver coins. Looks like they fell through the cracks at some point.
I'm gonna pick those up.
Okay, so you got 2 silver.
Nice.
Hey, then we can buy a drink.
What did
I have
it Norovar?
I got a natural 1, so I
You
can't
don't
find
find shit.
myself.
You
I
find
will
yourself-
say,
you find yourself in the cellar. In the cellar.
yeah, I rummage around, get bored, and go, okay, here's the thing. We got dropped in this basement, this tavern up here. When we go up there, chances are this Quanach Quanic is probably nearby, but I don't know about you guys, but I'd like a fucking drink.
Yeah. So as you guys kind of sit there, you hear the cellar door opens up, and someone says, "Are my ears burning?"
Oh.
Quanic.
Aha! You must be the new ones. Excellent. Well, come on up.
Does he have clothes on?
Oh yeah, he's got clothes on. Yeah.
Yeah, what's he?
You're
Is it-
overdressed.
He's wearing kind of like a blue tunic. I mean, it's not like nice clothes. It's mostly like, it looks like almost like a dyed blue burlap, if you will. But it's like kind of put into like, it's supposed to look nice, but it's not nice.
Is it human?
He is. Yes, he is human.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's pass it up.
Lead the way,
He
clothes.
says, yeah, come on up.
Okay.
You guys march on up, no problem. It's a little tight fit for Tyralus. This is definitely not for centaurs, but you press.
You don't have. Yeah, there's no ramp.
You come on up, and he says, "Hey." He asked Zzahsh. He says, "Hey, can you grab that one for me on the way up there? That cask right there." He points to one of the casks.
Sure.
Okay, so you bring it up, and he says, "Oh, thank you." And he kind of looks at some people as a centaur, a gnome, two half elves, and a obsidian skinned dwarf walk out of his cellar that no one ever saw go in. And he's like, "Yes. So yeah, thank you for your inspection." And he's kind of playing it off and kind of like trying to play it off more than he really needs to. And he says, "We have much to discuss, but please, I've heard of your, I'm aware of your situation."
I have a lot of questions.
Chen, he points to holding the cask. He says, "Do enjoy," and he puts down 5 mugs in front of you and lets you guys.
Okay.
It has been so long since anyone has done anything so nice to me. This is wonderful.
I don't think I've ever
We
had
have
an ale.
drinks.
So yeah, he provides you a full cask of his house ale for the evening, and lets you guys kind of blow off some steam. He kind of stands there and mans the bar and entertains people. He seems really kind of nice. Sarya, you've heard of this bar? You think you know which bar it is? Give me a name for the bar. Anyone want to give me a name? Or
Sarya's been there. Okay. You named the bar.
My father's place.
My father's place.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, it's called My Father's Place.
There.
Father's place.
Yeah. It's called My Father's Place, and it's kind of like Quanic's kind of like his attitude seems like he's the dad everybody really wanted. You know, that's kind of he's like, you know, if you're having shit at home, you can come here. I don't want to say I'll be your daddy, but he'll
Yeah.
he'll hang out with you and be.
So do we know each other?
Do you know?
Sure.
Okay. You've talked to him before. Maybe you're not like intimately familiar with him. You know that he lives by himself and he kind of runs the bar. It's a pretty decent sized bar. It's not huge, but it's decent sized. Like it can hold, you know, probably like 20 people easily. Now it can hold 15 because you have a centaur in there, but like he just kind of keeps it. You've come in here asking for information for people before, looking for people, and he's like, I heard one of the old hometown girls was coming back. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
It's nice to see a familiar face.
Of course, yeah. It's I see you brought some new ones with you. It's been a while. I don't ask a lot of questions. So I won't start now.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But why don't
You probably wouldn't believe us anyway.
he kind of smirks a little bit and he says, "I actually would."
Oh, maybe we have some questions then.
Oh, I have questions.
Norovar.
But why don't you get to the bottom of that cask, and then I'll tell you the questions you want.
Deal.
Sounds good.
All right. So
Excellent.
you guys spend the night drinking, hanging out. Quanic provides you guys some basic food. It's actually decent food. It's not great, but like it's something decent. It's mostly like just kind of like cooked fish, stuff like that. A little bit like potatoes and such like that. It's a nice meal, all things considered. Real food.
Can I
We
ask
must be
him
getting pretty
for
close.
for a small loan to visit the blacksmith?
He kind of told you that he would help you guys take care of business tomorrow.
Yeah, we haven't slept in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's noticed.
He kind of sets you guys up. He says, bar's gonna close in a little bit, but you guys are welcome to stay here tonight. And then in the morning, we'll chat it up and we'll figure out what's going on. But from what I understand, you guys have had a hard time. I'd rather you guys take it easy a little bit before.
Yeah.
It's been pretty crazy.
Head to the stables.
He's like, I know. He's like, he says, I know the meet and greet's not always the easiest.
Yeah,
it was strange.
Yeah, that was great.
We got a cool skull.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so that's where we're gonna end today. We'll pick it up next time. Me and
Nice.
in his bar, my father's place. Father's place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Write that down.
MFP, as the kids call it.
At the what? Yeah.
MFP.
Yeah.
At the MFP Tavern.
Very cool.
Where everybody knows your name. Father's place.
Dude.
All right, man. Well, we'll pick it up next week. Then everything got to that was a lot of fun. That was a good one. So.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was
This is
weird. I liked it.
This is crazy, dude. I like it.
All right. Awesome.